Hello, everyone. So I know some people were asking me a lot, and a lot of people who I read, and a lot of people who I help and teach how to read. Um, they always ask me if they are gifted, or do I have gifts? And a lot of times they also ask, can they get rid of their gifts? Can I get rid of my gifts? So we're going to talk about that too. That's very interesting. A lot. I was surprised, even though I mean I've had my moments where I was like, I don't want to have these gifts. They're a curse to me because people looking at me weird or whatever. I had all kind of interesting reasons why I was hiding who I was, um, and was I really gifted? Was I really um, as gifted as people were saying, or is there something really wrong with me? That's really what was going on with me as a child. Is was there really something wrong with me? So we have the online course. So this webinar is for the online course, and the online course is to take you deeper into how our gifts are formulated. And you don't, the way God do things, there are mysteries. There are still going to be mysteries, but we have some understanding of how the different glands send signals to other glands to do certain things for us to be able to perceive things. Really just perception of perceiving things, connecting with things, and then being able to trans what is the word I'm looking for? You're able to interpret that energy, or be able to interpret that. Okay, so there's a lot of interpretation when it comes to reading energy, because um, to speak it in English, or I mean other languages probably have more thing, probably more we're able to express easier if we were in a different language. I noticed that English has really you know a lack of feeling in the words. You know what I mean? So it's like we have to find these words that state a feeling that we're going through, and sometimes we're not able to express that. So that's what this course is about: is to give us give some information on how our brains work. You know what I mean? And even though the spiritual realm, there's things that we don't understand and know, but when it connects to us, we know that that energy is connected to us from the experiences we have, the things we've seen, the things we've heard, the things we've seen in our sleep. You know what I mean? Then we woke up and it happened. Things like that. Also, we're moving prejudices over these titles about uh, prophets and psychics. How one is demonic and the other is not. And I just don't believe that. I feel that the psychic ability is an ability. Being a psychic is an ability, and people just named it. I'm a psychic. I'm a person who can see in the future, or I'm a person who gets messages or visions of the future. A prophet sees in the future. Prophetess, they see what God tells them. They become a channel. And we don't want to say that in church either. We don't want to say channel. We don't want to say medium. So we discuss all of that in this course. So the course, we will go through the course. Uh, you know, not certain things we'll be going through, and the book will take you through the rest. So I'm going to really be focusing on tapping into your gifts, because the booklet, the mini manual, is for you guys to um, the mini manual is for you to go and study and do some of the exercises that we'll be discussing, a few of them here. But on the online course, we'll be discussing those things. There will be, I'll have video. I have video of meditation, video of how to meditate, how to clear your energy as empaths, because this course is basically geared toward empaths, indigos, people whose energy are so very high frequency. Even if even when they're sad or drunk or fucked up, they're still very vibrating pretty high for others, not high for themselves, not not in a high vibration for themselves, but they're a higher vibration than most people because, um, yes, it is because of the energy that you emulate. It's like when you are born and you come into this world. Some of us come in this world with a high vibration, and we can change frequencies, we can change uh, uh, situations. It could be a bad situation, for some reason your energy come in and changes all of that. So the manual is there to help you to take your time in doing this course on your own. And the online course, when you purchase the online course, is $99 for the online course. When you purchase it, that course is good for you for the I don't think it's going to be forever. I'm not sure, you guys, but it's definitely 2 months. So this link is going to be good for 2 months. So I want you to definitely do the online course. You have 60 days, up to 90. I'll probably do 90 days. So you have up to 90 days to finish your course. It would not be like won't be a bunch of tests, but it's for you to test yourself. So we're going to discuss a lot of good stuff. Let's go to, and this is what I was talking about, the mini synopsis, the different parts we will be going through in the web online course. I mean, on the online course. So the first part we're going to be doing introduction to psychic development and the four clairs. So the psychic development is, even though you in part 2 you see psychic development again. So the first part is dealing with the four clairs, and the psychic development part is about understanding how your how your gifts enhance or how they develop. Because some of the gifts that you have are not, they're not developed completely yet. They're not completely developed. Some people have things that are already developed. That's why everyone can't really look down on the other person, because they got a gift you don't have, and if they have a gift that's similar to yours, they're doing it a whole different way. They're moving it through their vessel. Okay, in part 2, psychic development, we will be doing exercises, not today, but in the course, the online course. You will be doing some exercises, mental exercises, that will tap into your third eye, and tap into, and I should have did this too, and tap into your intuitive capacities. um, so we will be dealing with some astral traveling, and how to use astral traveling. So I have a couple of exercises to help you start your journey to astral travel. And if you know how to astral travel, wonderful. There's still, if you need it, it's there. Eat the meat, spit out the bones. But just once you hear it, you'll know if that's something you've have done before. I use it to walk around in my house to see the energy. I just practice. I just practice, 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 practice a lot. And I'll tell you guys why later on. Why I practice it. Well, I want to have control over where, really, I'm just telling you, I want to have control over where I go. I don't want someone to be like, June, I saw you in my room last night. I don't want that. And that's happened to me a few times. Let's go ahead and get a hint of the third eye. Close your eyes. Breathe in and breathe out this sound. Okay. My ancestors was like, do it now. Do it now. Done. So that was for the third eye. A little bit of activation there. I did it earlier today on my podcast today on the Beyond Tarot live and getting that third eye opened up. So again, we're definitely going to do some exercises, like I said, different exercises for mental exercises for your intuitive capacities. Part 3 is the art of reading, placements, and interpretation. So we're definitely going to be doing some readings, and not today. We're going to be doing these readings on the online course. The art of reading, the placements and interpretation, of course, is kind of guiding you on how to create your own reading. So I'm going to give you 3 and a bonus. So I'm giving you 4 readings. I'm giving you 4 readings. I'm going to show you the placements, and then you can use that and apply that in your daily routine, weekly routine, how you want to do it. But of course, you want to practice like crazy, because that is what really what I like about the cards is that it activates all the intuitive capacities, all of them, all of them, all of them. If you practice, and you can practice with this, you can practice another way. I practice the hard way. I would say the hard way. I say the long way, because we didn't deal with cards at all in the church. We didn't deal with no cards. You crazy? Are you crazy? Only cards was business cards to the church. But no, none of this. So once I found out that there was a key here, there's a key to oracle cards and to tarot cards. It's a door opener. It's a shortcut to me. It helps me to find me. I could have found myself a long time ago with these. A long time ago, I sure could have, because that's how I help find myself, my other self, my other parts of myself, with this one here. Doing the tarot myself. And honestly, to tell you guys the truth, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't use tarot cards. I don't use tarot cards or tarot cards, whatever you want to say. But the only closest I get to tarot, and I do know tarot because I did teach myself tarot. I got a book, and I have to find out the name of that book, because I definitely recommend this book. It will be in the mini manual. That particular book, I will have that uh, recommendation to help you. It's like it exercises your your psychic ability to interpret, not just your psychic ability, your what is it, the clairaudience, where you can hear as well as your sensing. So you're using your a lot of your intuitive capacity, your clairvoyant capacity, which is the psychic. What they call psychic and prophecy is clairvoyant. Empaths can use these to connect with themselves, to see what's behind, because a lot of times empaths, you're going to take other people's energy and you're going to think it's yours. So the cards help me to distinguish between the two sometimes, when I'm like, oh, that isn't me. That's so and so. And it'll pop up in your cards. And once you learn how to read those. But so that's what part 3 is about. Part 3 is about learning how to create a placement. So there are placements. You have the past, present, future. You might make up one like, uh, um, what's good today, what's the positive thing of today, what's the negative thing for today. You can do a placement, make your own placement, and then you read the card according to the placement. You understand what I'm saying? So we're going to discuss all of that. And then interpret. So the placements help you to interpret better, easier, until you're able to do that. Like, so people who are able to read without cards, this will be very simple for them. People who are not able to read, have never read before, then the cards will be an awesome challenge. But for those who do know how to read and all of that, this is still good for exercising your mind and your abilities. Process number 4 is spiritual advice and life coaching, mastering you. The spiritual advice, I will be talking about that because a lot of times people don't know how to do that. People are not counselors. They don't go into this business or go into reading cards or reading to be a life coach or a spiritual advisor. But that's exactly what will happen doing readings. And people all the time want, I don't, I'm just gonna give you the information. That's when you're doing a general. Generals are easy. You can just get away with it. When you're doing a deep reading with a person, and you're doing this exchange, and it's become serious business. So, um, I will talk to you about some of the Q and A's on that in the course as well. So let's go to the first part. I want to discuss a little bit, just go over some of the things we'll be discussing deeply in the online course. So first off, I wanted to say this is all about love and compassion. This is not about overpowering people, digging into their business. I mean, you can do whatever you want to do, but I'm just telling you, I'm doing this and I'm praying for people who are coming to spread love and to give truth, the good news, and that's what we'll be discussing. What will be discussed in the fourth chapter or the fourth process, fourth part. I'm calling them parts in this book. Four parts. Um, so in the fourth part, we're going to be discussing a lot more about this. Compassion is needed because of the spiritual advice we're giving to people, and we have to be honest, with ourselves first. Then we definitely have to be honest with people. It's hard to be honest with people, and you think because a person is being honest with someone that it's not difficult for them to be honest with themselves, but it can be either way. A lot of times we're not honest with ourselves, and then we don't trust other people, and we're not honest with their react like we're afraid of the reaction that we'll get. So when it comes to love, it's like, look, I'm gonna give you the truth because I love you, and you ain't gonna like it, maybe, I don't know, but that's the way it is. So that's why that spiritual advice and life coaching is so important. That part is the last part of the course. But it's definitely very powerful because you'll be finding you, because once you're doing your own readings, you're going to be teaching, you're going to be talking to yourself, you're going to be counseling yourself, you're going to be giving yourself advice. And then when you're doing your friends, because some of you are already reading and stuff like that, and some of you who are not reading cards, but you're reading people, you know that if that that practice is going, that practice is going to work. I'm sorry, went off course a little bit. So um yeah, I saw that where I put, because without compassion and love, we're a walking zombie. So really going back to the point of this whole thing is about giving people the truth, right? The truth, the truth. It's not about power. Okay. We will go over much of the four clairs that will give you an idea of where you are on the intuitive wheel. So now we're going to look at some characteristics about some of the gifts and talents that we may have. And I won't say talents, I'll say gifts, because talents is a natural thing, and the gifts in the church we call the spiritual gifts. So, but the gifts, those are what I'm going to be discussing. That's what I'm going to be focusing on. Even though your natural gifts and your natural abilities bring out those spiritual qualities and make your what you've been practicing to do, like as far as a skill. So what you've been practicing to do has actually unfolded this other part that's underlying right behind it, doing the real magic. So a lot of times we're actually doing our what we're called to do, or we're working in the gift, and we don't even know it. Making sure everything, okay, we are recording. Let me make sure everything is being recorded. Yes, it is. Okay. So let's where we are. That will give you, okay, so we will go over a bunch of the four clairs that will give you an idea of where you are in the intuitive wheel, so that you will see that you are part of the superhuman race. Yeah, that's what I was saying. So you are either born with some or all of these abilities, or they are hidden within and can be activated through specific mental and physical exercises that will activate those gifts. It could be trauma, it could be daily life. The trauma, we're going to discuss a little bit about that in the course, just a little bit on it. because it's very, very important. It's extremely important, even though I'm doing a little piece on it. A lot of intuitive people who are highly intuitive have been through trauma, and a lot of us been through trauma, right? Trauma activates. Unfortunately, it's used. I don't know. I don't want to say like God uses tragic. He does. Uses tragic to wake us up, right? So waking up will activate us. Or trauma will activate us, or something that's So it don't even have to happen to us physically, though. We can see it from the outside, and it triggers us, and it's just like I will never experience. I don't want to experience that, or I want that to happen to my children, or some. You just have this understanding or revelation about that. Okay, so the four clairs, intuition. This is about the intuition. So the four clairs are the different aspects of our intuition. It's the gift of knowing through the art of seeing, hearing, and feeling, known as the four clairs. They are the foundation of what these gifts entail. So they basically people, whoever, uh, put a title on it to help with understanding what that is, what the particular gift is. Um, so one of the questions I get, like I said, how do I know if I have any intuitive abilities, and how do I know which ones I have? To find out what part of your intuitive capacity is active, read the four clairs to give you an idea where you are on the wheel. The first clairvoyance, is clear seeing, visions. You can see auras, spirits, dreams, like you're a dreamer. Prophetic, or you've been told you were prophetic. Apostolic, intuition. I put these word apostolic. I put like little not bullet points, but they're like pointers, or what do you call those? I forgot what you call that, but they're like a code to other people who understand what these are, and you will see these in the book, so you can go ahead and research on these. I'm not going to go too deep here because we only have a little bit of time. So they are usually called a prophet, messenger, psychic, witch, fortune teller, voodoo priest or priestess, etc. Seems like what you see are only figments of your imagination, but find out they are exactly as you saw it. Seems like what you see or are only figments. Oh, I'm sorry. I said that twice. I sure did. I sure did. Goodbye. Um, uh-oh. I'm messing up, y'all. I'm messing up. It's all right. I know I do this. Have a powerful and wild imagination. I know I do. You always seem to find your way through difficult situations and have a good sense of direction. Now, let me tell y'all, I didn't always have a good sense of direction. I was supposed to I did put this in PDF form, you guys. That's why this thing is not acting right. That's all right, but it is in PDF form. I totally forgot, but that's okay. I love y'all and y'all love me. So it will be in PDF form uh, next time. Okay, so what is an apostle? Oh, I did say this. See, I'll just be channeling. An apostle is a clairvoyant that was given a vision sent by God to make a radical change by starting a movement that they don't necessarily see through to the end. Just like Moses. Moses did not see it to the end per se. It was the end in a sense, because then the new generation went on to the next and he did not go. And so that's what I mean. Like that, sometimes you'll start something up and you won't even go all the way to the end with it. You'll start it and then someone else will take it on. So a lot of apostles, they're named different names. They're usually CEOs or like builders or architects. Builders as in construction, carpentry. They're able to see things in its entirety and will see things through until the project is complete. Now, this part, when it comes to the CEOs, um, they don't always see things until it's complete, but they actually do. Eventually, a CEO will start something and someone will finish it, and then at the end they're like, okay, that's it. That's good. So that's what I mean too. Okay, so then we have, so if you see yourself here, and there's some other things you guys look up, make sure you put um, clairvoyant, because there's a lot more that I discuss in the book, on the online course. But I just want to give you some little small nitbits because y'all know where you are. You know where you are. Um, so this is definitely something that I I connect with a lot of you, because a lot of you see dreams and you guys are asking me to interpret your dreams. So you definitely have that clairvoyant ability, and so that's wonderful. That may be you. Clairaudience, clear hearing, channeling, and writing to hear God and your ancestors. So I know one of our sisters was asking today on the Beyond Tarot, was asking about being closer and connect to the ancestors. And her clairaudience, like I was telling her to meditate, and she was saying, I meditate all the time. And so then it's time to not speak. And clairaudience is one of those gifts that's usually the last to develop. A lot of people, well, some people are not as sensitive in that area as others, where they can hear, they can hear things almost like sometimes you can hear a person's mind. I'm not saying I'm a mind reader, but sometimes God, or my gift, or God to just open that gift to just open up. I don't know why. That's what I can't explain, is why this gift do to what it does, to who and what, where, when. Sometimes I don't find out until later after the conversation has happened. Sometimes I never, never, ever know. Um, but being quiet a lot, being quiet for a while. Like I was silent for a while. Like I used to didn't talk when I was little. I did not talk at all. And then I took not a vow of silence, but I said I took a rest of speaking, and I wanted to hear. So I meditated a whole lot, and I saw a lot of things, and a lot of things were activated. If you want to activate your gifts, learn to meditate. And I'm one of those people who loves to meditate. I love meditating. I meditate with my eyes open. I've learned how to meditate all kind of ways, because you just be like, okay, I know how to do that. Now let me do this. Let me do this. Let me try it this way. Let me try that way. So, and meditating and walking is so powerful. God, it's so powerful. Just be, where you are. Be careful where you are. But I always feel like the angels and guides are helping me. Anyway, so it's usually the last intuitive gift to develop. You hear ringing in the ears at different tones and different times, or different levels of time, and that's like a tuning. So that's like a fine tuning into whatever it is. I don't know what it is. So many different things that is happening on our planet. The downloads we get from the sun, the downloads we get from other planets. Um, so tuned into the spiritual realms, telepathy. That's when I think that's when you're able to, is it not to speak to someone? Telepathy is when you hear someone, I think. I forgot. I'm sorry, y'all. I forgot. But channeling, um, yeah, telepathy is hearing someone's thoughts. Channeling, which is you're able to download information, and then there's an interpretation there. In the church, we call that like a person who's speaking tongues. Then someone interprets the tongues that's being spoken. So this is powerful stuff, y'all. Yeah, some of y'all who have never been to church, is some stuff that has gone on in the church. That's some miraculous, beautiful things. Nothing demonic or nothing like that. Just beautiful, beautiful experiences. Whoops. And mediumship. Um, I was just talking to someone about. I think I was talking about that on live today, about mediumship. Oh, I was talking to a client, and I was telling her my experience of the first time I was called a medium, and I was like, "That's demonic, right?" And it's like, no, it is a gift. Okay. Clairsentience, the third clair. Clear sensing, feeling, discernment, empath, indigo. And I put those in there because some people clarify or understand that word better than something else, than the empath. Some people understand indigo, some people understand empath. And so I put that in there. Uh, so clear sensing, feeling, that discernment. That's one of my favorite words is discernment. It's like you can walk in someone's house and know this energy is good or bad. Um, let's see. Clairsentient beings feel the energy of others and can take on that person's issue as if it was their own. Some empaths carry their energies for years, believing that the ailments they have belong to someone else and they have to clear it out and delete energetic cords. So that's why that's why a lot of us do cord cutting. And a lot of us need cord cutting because we're still connected uh, to other people, you know what I mean? And then we're feeling everything. Even when they go through something, then we feeling it. So we're getting the aftermath of what they're feeling, and we might be the ones transmuting their energy. They might be doing fantastic, and you don't even know that is them. You know, you don't even know. It's just something that's revealed to you. So this is the so-called dangers, entanglements that you can get in, that you actually get into as you're understanding what that ability is and why am I dealing with this, you know, how am I dealing with such depression. Like clairsentient beings deal with depression a lot, so they have to find ways. I mean, you have to become a healer when you're like this, you know. Indigos, you didn't come here to just be pretty, you know what I mean, and just change energy because you just don't have to do nothing else. But that's not the case. You know, we uh indigos are not the perfect beings walking on the planet, but you know, they're pretty close to it. And I don't mean character wise, I mean energetically wise. They're just walking gods. And I include myself in some of these characteristics, you know, but I don't like to really call myself certain things, but I've called myself an indigo, an empath. All of my gifts are, I don't know how on fleek it is, but they're pretty up there. And I know I'm doing more work, and even the older I get, just the more experience I have, the stronger my gifts become. I mean, the older you get, you guys, the more you do your work, whatever you're doing, that creates this energy, that creates lets these gifts become a muse to you. Like you become your own muse. Because I was tired of being everybody's muse. I need some musing, you know. So I drew, you know, we can draw other muses to us to help us through our muse, and then we can learn how to be our own muse. And that's what I've done. I'm learn how to be my own muse, but at the same time still being there for others. I'm called to do that. I'm not called to everybody to be everybody's muse now, but that is my energy, and I respect it. And that's what we have to do with all of our gifts. We have to respect it, and we have to just say accept it. You know, we have to accept it, respect it, and accept it. um so clairsentient beings feel the energy of others and can take on that person's issue as if it was their own. So we don't want to do that anymore, and we do to transmute. And you will, I'm telling you guys, telling everyone now, you will absorb some energy. You will absorb energy, you know. Just pretend or visualize yourself as the blob. You know, every time the blob got something, he got bigger. So let your bubble get bigger. All right. The last part of part one, I think. The third, Claire. I put indigos here. Oh, this was wrong, y'all, but it doesn't supposed to say third Claire. See, that's why the PDF, that's why I don't have the PDF up. That is why. Okay, that's not working. But so indigos, I don't know why this not working. That's okay. You know, my stuff has really, can y'all see this? This is so weird. This is just bizarre. Indigos. They can change the frequency in groups and communities without their knowledge. So when I say without their, yeah, they don't have to know. The community don't know. They may be unaware of why they have so many energies bombarding them at once, but because they vibrate at a higher frequency, they are able to move through them with more ease than the average empath. So uh, they don't, you know, empaths. I mean, indigos have a smoother. They just have a smoother ride. I don't know why. I asked God. I don't know why He, you know, chose indigos to have it smoother, but that don't mean they don't have it easier. You know what I'm saying? It's just smoother in a lot of areas because their energy just is just on fleek all the time. And when they get depressed, it's like 2 seconds. It doesn't last long at all. Okay. Clairsentience. And why does this not say the fourth Claire? June Love, you're acting up. You're messing up. I'll fix that. Something is wrong with this computer. I know it's okay. So, clairsentience, clear sensing. Oh, that is the same one. Hold on. Hold on. Something happened here. I apologize, you guys. Claircognizant. There we go. The fourth Claire. We just get rid of you. Okay, so the fourth Claire. Claircognizant, clear knowing, revelation knowledge. Now, revelation knowledge, some people in the church know what revelation knowledge is. It's really clear knowing. It's knowing something without how do I know. It's like intuition, but it's even stronger than intuition. Intuition allows you to uh, understand this is the right line. How can I say it? I have to think of so there is like a line of communication. Like if I am dealing with a person and I'm dealing with their family is on one line, and then their relationships on another line, their children on another line, and there's all these different lines. And so I have to find that frequency and then go on that line. And so that's intuition lets you know you're on the right line. Go on it. Go. That intuition is not after you realize that this is correct. What I'm saying, what I'm doing. Okay, go this way, go that way, go this. Revelation knowledge is a step up in the sense of information coming to you. You've never been to school to understand it. If you don't understand how you understand it, you don't understand how you understand it. But you just know, like you just know. And you know, a lot of kids, I know a lot of you know children that just say stuff, but they don't. How do you know that? I don't know, mommy. I don't know. I know some things are from subconscious, some things that you know or was passed down to you. However, that revelation knowledge work, you didn't go to school for it. Nobody, you don't remember anyone telling you. Not to say that they didn't. You know what I mean? But that's revelation knowledge. Look all of these up. We go much deeper in the booklet and the online course, but I want you guys to look these things up for yourself so you can have an idea of how deep you are. So this is usually a claircognizant person. They're analytical thinkers. They're left-brained people. Knows a lot without prior education. Able to see the big picture. Use quotes from movies in their communication style. I noticed that a big deal, a great deal. I do it all the time. I know other people that do it. Not everybody do it either. It's like some people have the art of just communicating using all types of, and not just movies, you know what I mean, but just different sayings or just creative ways of communicating. Excellent memory. Um, if your memory is not really strong, then you just exercise your mind. A lot of ways you can do it is doing the channel writing. Meditation is always awesome. Write a question and wait to hear the answer. Those are the best ways I'd like to do it too. Of course, you do your readings to help you with, am I right about this? You can use readings for that. You can wait and to get the confirmation from someone else, and you're just like, oh my God, I was right. I do it. It happens to me all the time, but I still go and check. I always want to check my work. If I know something that you're supposed to learn in school or you learn in school, then I'm gonna go and do research on it to make sure I'm right. And when I'm right, I'm just like, I knew it. I be jumping up and down and everything. If you're one of those people, then definitely that clear cognizance is there. Things come to you like a flashcard. So you actually have a photostatic memory, and you're able to capture symbols or pictures or un, understandings. What do you call those? Even perspectives, or is another word I want to use. Is a word that means anyway. So um, yeah, so they come to you as like a picture. So really quickly, when I first prophesied to some people, like I didn't believe, like you guys, I'm the most skeptical person on the planet. I'm the most skeptical person on the planet. So I went on a trip. I was supposed to assist someone who already had their intuitive abilities. They were already very, very mature in that area, and so I was coming to assist them. And I had already been, through my trainings and, doing my exercises to develop my psychic abilities. We didn't call it that; we called it other things, our spiritual gifts. And so I go to this meeting, go to the airport, and the person, she just didn't show up. She didn't show up. Something happened. I couldn't believe it. And I figured, well, when I get there, she'll, just take the next flight in the morning, and then she can do it, because she was supposed to preach and everything. She had to preach, prophesy, lay hands, whatever she was going to do. And it was on prayer. And it was a prayer breakfast. It wasn't my first prayer breakfast, but it was my first prayer breakfast, and I was the speaker. So, because I have the ability, strong ability, revelation knowledge, and just my all of my other abilities, clairaudience, especially clairaudience, I can hear God so clearly sometimes. Sometimes when I'm here, when I'm open, I hear a lot of things. So I hear things. I hear people, places, and things. I know who they are, what they are, and everything. Anyway, so I'm writing. I'm um, doing my outline on how I'm going to revelate this information on prayer. I'm going to teach people how to pray, which I'm doing it on a plane. Now it's like a 6-hour flight. I'm doing everything. I got the time. I'm in prayer. I'm doing my thing, right? So I get there, and I'm just believing this girl was going to come. She didn't come. And then the next morning, I got up and went to the prayer breakfast, and I did my thing on the prayer, and everybody was so happy. And the next thing I know, people are lining up. You know why? Because they want hands laid on them and prophesied too. I ain't never prophesied like that to no people I don't know. I prophesied to people at church, because that was our, we was training, we was practicing. And this was not practice. This was not a fire drill. This was a real fire. And I was like, I was going to tell them, you can go to that lady over there, because she's doing a lot of, laying hands and stuff. And she was doing some she had no business. God didn't even want them over there. But I was about to tell them, y'all need to go over there, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But something said, lay your hands on that person. Lay your hands on them. And I laid my hands on there, and he said, open your mouth. I just heard a voice, open your mouth. And guess what? My body went like this. Like my spirit just sat down. And the show went on. And the show, God showed out through me. That's why I see things and know things, because it's went through me. Okay, so I want to tell you guys that, because it came to me in pictures. And then I channeled, and I just spoke like blah, 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 blah. I just came out in English too. It just came out about people's lives. People was crying. People were rolling on the floor. People were running in the church. People were throwing up in the trash cans. People were, I could not believe it. And when I say I release demons and stuff like that, yes, I do. I did that back then. I don't like doing that stuff. I don't do it that way anymore. It's other routes I've taken where I have to do all that. You can get your own demons out. I'm gonna show you. Okay, I'm gonna show you how to do it. Okay, so God's gifts. Want to say this before we close. Romans 11:29 says, "For the gifts and calling of God are without repentance." And 1 Timothy 4:14, "Do not neglect your gift, which was given to you by a prophetic message when the body of elders laid their hands on you." So I have laid hands on a couple of you. I am an elder. I'm also an elder as a Reiki master. So that's part of that. That's part of, you have a shaman. Some of you have shamans. Some of you have pastors. Some of you have, elders, just people who are powerful, and they laid hands on you. They're Jewish, or it don't matter. It just don't, it's a powerful leader that's helped you in some way, and laying hands on you has activated you. In other words, God's gifts and his callings are irrevocable. You cannot take it away. It cannot be taken away, changed, or removed, or recovered. What God has given to you will not be taken away by the gods or man. So whatever you don't want, don't like, reject, etc., don't matter at all. It is what it is. Acceptance of your gifts and talents are the first step to becoming an effective reader. even the ones not yet revealed. So there are a lot of gifts and talents that we have. I feel that the Creator has given us to help each other. We're here to help one another. Don't hate your gifts because you be hating a part of yourself. We're about to go into the Q&A in just a moment. So gifts and talents, and I'm gonna send you guys the probably send you guys this webinar PDF once I make sure it's good. I saw a couple of things wrong with it. I may just send it to you, but you will get the book. So once you get the book, you don't have to worry about that. I'll just get you the book. So gifts versus talents. I want to touch on that really quick. A man's gifts make it room for him, makes room for him, and brings him before great men. If you are one of those people who are wondering if you can turn it off once it's turned on, no, you can't. Let's get this out of the way. You can never change, uncreate, undo, tank, crush, repair, reconstruct, adjust, or anything else. Your gifts are yours, and no one can take them away, but they can be impaired by your unwillingness to grow, expand, and open. So know that your gifts and talents you can hurt yourself not using them. It's so interesting. We'll get more into that too. So the gifts versus talents, one is natural and the other is supernatural. And you can probably guess that our talents come from our parents and gifts come from Mother, Father, God, our other parents, right? Talents can activate our supernatural powers as we practice doing regular day-to-day routines or learning a new skill. See, stuff, we're just interesting stuff just opens up for us, you know what I mean? So allow yourself to be activated, doing different things like chakra readings, and those readings are going to do that. That's what I love about this online course, is that the readings are really going to activate a lot of things. So the chakra system is lined up with the spine and represents certain organs and glands. These glands receive information and commands from the master gland, the pituitary gland, crown chakra, who receive information and commands from the grandparent of all glands, the hypothalamus. So we're going to be talking deeply about the hypothalamus in your book. Not so much the online course. I don't want to get too much into the the science part of it. That part you're going to be doing on your own. Okay. So I'm gonna go through these really quick. We have the active observation, the act of observing oneself on purpose to witness one's reaction to people and situations as to adjust and change one's programming. So you guys will hear me a lot talking about program changing. The cards, the art of reading. Part of the art of reading to become an effective reader is to learn how to observe yourself, observe the situation, because you're going to be reading energy. So that means you're going to use your intuitive, your empathic powers to feel that energy. And it's like, I don't want to feel that shit, but that's our purpose. This is our purpose. The art of knowing, knowing that your new has stepped in, gives you the courage to stay focused and never turning back, no matter how tough it gets. So the art of knowing is this is like faith. You know that you're going to do this. You know this is going to work out. You know that this is happening, and you have to practice that. You have to practice faith. The art of shifting. The spark is inspiration or ignition of thought, like an idea after many cycles of grinding the mind to find a solution. And when the solution is realized or the ignition to create a shift happens, then your vibration immediately changes. So the ignition to create a shift happens because we initiated it. And so it's going to change frequency because your whatever it is that you did, even like an idea, that's going to shift your mindset. Okay, so these things are here because in the webinar, I mean in the online course, we will be discussing some of the ways to help yourself to do your um, enhance your intuitive abilities, your psychic development. um, and it's the ability to do certain things, and you're going to be um, working through those things. You're going to be doing these things, you know what I mean, so that you can understand the concept of understanding things you haven't seen and heard. I mean but you've heard, but you haven't seen it. So it's like it's kind of weird, but I know some of you do get it. Intuition is like I said, is outside. is a part of us, but it's not something that we see, but it's evident. The art of reading, the ability to connect, transmit, and interpret the energies around you. So that is what this is about. Um, so this is about the placements. Part 3, we're going to talk about the placements, daily reading, mirror reading, surprise reading. I will share them with you so you can start mastering your areas in your life. So it helps you to master that. We're going to use numerology, oracle and tarot readings, tarot cards. We're going to talk about, I'll have a video on how to clear your deck, how to connect with your deck, and how to do your reading. And the part 4, last but not least, is the spiritual advice and life coaching, mastering you. This is on ethics too. This is mainly on ethics because you don't want to tell people the wrong thing, right? And you definitely don't have, you shouldn't have a problem to let people know that this is, that you're not a life coach. I'm not a spiritual advisor. Um, but I do have an opinion. We're going to talk about that kind of stuff too. Giving advice is never easy, but with a few tips and some real life situations to bring guidance and good advice to others, you included, without getting yourself in a bind. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff you would not believe that happens doing readings and doing healings with people. So, we're going to talk about that, and even how to build your business. Some of you who are life coaches already and want to implement readings to, and I'm going to talk to you about that, how I implemented that in my life coaching business. And so I can't wait to share this with you. The link, I will send another link. The link, actually, I don't need to send you another link. There is a link to, um, oh, the link to the online course. I will have that link for you on the 10th of June. So once everything is totally finished with the online course, then I'm definitely going to get that to you in a way that's, yeah, this link will not have this problem like Zoom. I promise you. Okay. Okay. Hyla said, oh, some of you got in. Oh gosh, thank you. I'm so sorry that this happened. So if you guys have any questions, you can, um, yeah, so I have you can go where it says Q&A, and if you have a question, you can write it in there and I can see it. I thank all of you for coming. I appreciate all of you for dealing with this little mishap going on here. Um, I'm not shy when when it comes to making some odd mistakes. It happens. Oh my gosh. Y'all, if some of you know, I've had some issues with that Facebook stuff. But this is going to be rectified. It will be rectified. Okay, so I will sit here for another 10 minutes. If you guys even have any questions, please let me know. Any questions about the online course? Um, it does say 4 hours on there, but like I said, I was going to do a four-hour course with you guys. I was going to sit here with you for 4 hours, and I felt like, no, I want people to take their time with this book. It's a lot of information without too much information. I made sure I was light on you guys. I was light on you because my book, Manifesting Your World with the Power Transmutation, it has the rest. And, it has a whole lot more of this concept of, you know, finding your blocks, and I use readings to help me find my blocks or help me find my client's block. I can find it another way by asking a bunch of questions, which I do still. The cards is it's just helpful to me. It's just fun to me. It's just a lot of fun, and it's real. It's real magic. So we all have magic. You all have magic within you. I want you guys um, to be at your fullest. I want you guys to be the best that you can be and knowing yourself. This is really about you knowing you, and the reading part, that's just an added thing that I wanted to give to you. I didn't want to do a course that just was about reading. You can get that anywhere. There's a lot of people who are doing how to read cards only. They only talk about reading the cards, but I talk to you about your gifts, so activating your gifts, so that when you do readings, you're helping the person holistically. And even though you start with one thing, you start with the body, you start with the mind and spirit, and then the soul, or the mental and the emotional parts of us. And so, okay, let me start reading here. Peace. Yes, you can rewatch the session. Well, who Evelyn? Evelyn, this is like a way for you to get an idea with some of the characteristics of each intuitive capacity. So uh, the Art of Reading online course is to help you to connect with you to find what those gifts are. So what I do is help you, through the book for you to do the exercises, for you to um, research, look at it and see how does this apply to me? Oh, I do have this gift. And what you want to do with that gift. But the book is going to help you with understanding how to use your gift, how to apply it, how to activate your gift, and it help you to understand like what your purpose is. So some people just think, I want to know what my purpose is, and I know my purpose, but what tools do I have? So we can do a one-on-one, and that's for a one-on-one where we get together and we do a life coaching session on your gifts and talents and how we can strategize and find those gifts. It's not hard to find your gifts. It's not hard to find out what your where your talent is, or not your talent, but where your gifts are. Because I know what questions to ask, and so that's why this book is here to help you to connect. But if you have an issue still with connecting with each one of those different clairs, connect with me. Let me know, and then we can talk, make an appointment, and then we can talk and make sure you understand. Because I'm sure I can talk to you and tell you, oh, you got this gift, you got this gift. I already see a couple of gifts that you may have. So, so definitely connect with me if you want to get deeper into your purpose, into your calling. That's what I'm here for. So, any other questions? If you have any other questions, let me know. I am so grateful to see all of you. Hi, Sophia, Arena, Lucetta, Rhythm, Rose, Caroline, Andrea. I said Evelyn. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to end right here. I hope that this was very helpful. Oh, wait a minute. I have a question here. Hold 1 second. Okay, I see it. I usually work on, so I can rewrite. Yes, you can. Yes, I answered live. Yes, you can definitely uh, do it like that. You can. You can rewatch this. So, and make sure that is it. Thank you guys for coming in and hanging out with me on this webinar. And I have recorded it. So if you guys would like to rewatch it or if you want to share it with anyone, I would definitely give you all the links and everything to make sure you get it. I'm going to definitely send all of these, resend them to you just in case. So if you see them, I mean, I know some of you are here and you don't have to rewatch it or anything like that, but I will definitely make sure that I'm going to probably end up sending it to you again because I want to make sure everybody get this one and be able to see it. And I hope that it helped. It was a general, like I said, I only have an hour, so I couldn't really get deep um, into each gift, but that's for the online course. We go deeper into each one of those clairs. And again, go and do your research. Please hit that link to pay for to purchase your online course and your book is, I think it's 133 and a couple of pennies after that, a couple of pennies. So you can go ahead and hit that link. The online course is June the 16th. It's going to be, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be there. It is June the 16th. So your course will be ready for you. It's going to be perfect for you. And I pray and hope that your evening will be blessed. I hope that you will be able to see your dreams and your visions as your third eye is opening right now. and activate it. If you have any questions, I will answer them. Give me you can email me, you can message me on Messenger. You can Twitter me. You can Instagram me. You can find me wherever you need to find me. I will answer. I love you guys so very much. Thank you for joining me here on this free webinar. It's possible I may do this webinar again. I don't know. But I really love this one. I'm going to just, use this one for a while. And I will see you guys very soon. Love and light. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And don't forget, I'll see you guys on June 16th. Bye-bye.